Something crazy is going on in the US that very few people are ready to talk about. Let's watch this.
And then she talks about children and children who want to love who they love and be who they want to be. We can all guess what that issue is about. Let's roll the clip.
Demonizing our children for being who they are and loving who they love. Look, that doesn't make anybody's life better. Demonizing our children for being who they are and loving who they love. Look, that doesn't make anybody's life better.
Okay. Being who they are and loving who they love. I love the vagueness, right? Because they can go out and like make these very vague statements that sound super beautiful, but let's really break down what that means. Being who they are is, of course, in reference to gender ideology and transgenderism and gender dysphoria, often experienced by kids in today's day and age at exponentially rising rates, which is just insane. So by being who they are, she means kids either socially or medically transitioning. The big hot button issue is, of course, the medical transition, which the left supports and Republicans do not support. So what she means by be who they are is allowing little boys to undergo puberty blockers, hormone replacement therapy, have their genitalia cut off of their bodies in service of this new identity, become lifelong medical patients for the rest of their life with a multitude of complications because these are experimental procedures. That's what she means by be who they are. For girls, she means undergoing puberty blockers, hormone replacement therapy, double mastectomies, having a skin off your arm flayed off during surgery, made into a phallic shape so that you can have male genitalia or something resembling male genitalia, and having that attached to your privates. That's what she means by allowing kids to be who they are. See, when we strip away this really nice language of kids know who they are and they know who they want to be, and we talk about what it really means, how it's really implemented, do you see how the image changes? And I'm going to be really graphic here. For those of you who don't understand, I sort of explained how a girl undergoes that sex reassignment surgery. Let's explain how a boy gets that done. He's going to have his genitalia cut off. He's then going to have a hole opened up in his private area. And if you're thinking, Amala, that's not naturally there. You know, there's no female anatomy in there. How does one keep that open? They're given a dilator that they will go home with, and every single day have to put a dilator in this hole that has been opened up in their body to keep it open. Now, you can imagine a hole just randomly being placed in your body. There's probably a lot of different medical complications that happen with that. Yeah, some people have it closed up. Many have infections. The dilator is extremely painful. Of course, there's nothing natural that's happening for a woman happening down there. So you can imagine all the different medical complications that happen with that. So when she says allow children to be who they want to be, that's what Michelle Obama is talking about. Again, stripping away the language really changes what that means, and it changes how beautiful the sentiment actually is. Now, she says, for being who they are and for loving who they love. How many of you knew your sexuality at like 4 years old? Any of you? No? Probably not. You probably maybe had a crush when you went to preschool. And you thought, oh, Sally's really cute, or, you know, oh, that kid Chris, he's really cute. I think I have a crush on them. Do kids really know what that means? Do they know what their sexuality is? So why are we concerning ourselves with who children love and promoting this idea that children just love who they love and they are who they are? And that's why we should have these conversations about sexuality and sexual acts in their schools, which is what's happening. So when you see parents go to school board meetings and they're saying, I found pornography in my child's library book. And maybe they shouldn't be looking at images of two men in bed together, and they shouldn't be reading a description of what sexual acts look like between heterosexual or homosexual couples. That raises a red flag for me. And then the Michelle Obamas of the world will look at you and say, we shouldn't be demonizing our children. We want them to be who they are and to love who they love. It's a lot different when we strip away the language and talk about how these issues are actually being faced in our society. Talk about why we are actually discussing these things. It has nothing to do with not wanting a child to be who they are. In fact, it has everything to do with preserving what a child actually is, which is an innocent being who should not be having these conversations, who should not be confused in this way, who should not be concerning themselves with the ideas of gender or sexuality. It is, in fact, the preservation of what children are and the preservation of the love that children are supposed to experience, which is an innocent, non-sexualized love. So they will run on this platform for who knows how long, and these are going to be like the real sticking points. It's going to be about racism. It's going to be about LGBTQ issues. It's going to be about things like abortion. But the implementation of these things, when covered in all this beautiful language, is actually segregation and separating people based on race, telling poor, Black people that they have it harder than poor white people, telling people of color in general that they don't live life on easy street while white people do, segregating people in their schools, segregating them in programs, allowing certain people to be at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to jobs and affirmative action and college scholarships and all of these different things, and alienating others. So they'll say it's beautiful and we're doing things for race. Instead, they're implementing racism. They'll say, I'm pro-choice. I want women to be able to take care of their bodies. I want them to be able to do all these wonderful things and set a path for their life. What it really means is we offer free abortions and free vasectomies outside of the DNC, which is a little too much in your face. I can totally understand wanting to be pro-choice, but is it something that we need to be shouting from the rooftops that we've just received an abortion outside of the DNC? Probably not. And they'll talk about children loving who they are and accepting themselves and loving who they want to love and being who they are. What it really means is gender transitions, and talk of sexuality with children who are too innocent to have those conversations. So don't be fooled by the language, and don't be fooled by Michelle Obama.
Now, this is crazy. It's madness, total madness that is going on in these places here. And these are the people who claim to be at the right. They feel they are doing the right things. Other people are wrong, and they are the ones who are right. Now imagine the kind of trauma you subject an individual who doesn't even truly or really understands himself yet, and you are brainwashing them with such wicked ideologies, and you promote these things, subject young boys, young girls to this level of atrocities. I mean, America is just becoming something else. When a nation decides to abandon the rules, the laws of God, the command of God, and venture into so-called human freedom, sensualism, and all these rights that in reality only propagate unrighteousness and cause people to veer off into all kinds of unholy activities, that country is on its way to decline, and it's on its way to collapsing. And that is what is happening to America. If nothing is done about the current trend of event, America is going to self-destruct, because America is heading on a godless and a lawless path. That is why the coming of people like President Donald Trump is very, very good for America. Have you asked yourself why divorce rate is the highest in America? Because of your values. The values that are upheld in America are values that contradict the values of God. God is the creator of this system, and he gave laws, rules, commandments on how these systems can work better. God instituted marriage, and he has given a prescription, he has given a guideline on how marriage will work. God said the woman should submit to the man and the man should love the woman. But you are bringing up an entire different system that is contrary to God's ordinance. And how do you expect that to work? I think I want to cover this in another video entirely. So it will be very important for you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be kept on the loop on the videos I'm going to be putting out. But God has set a system. A manufacturer manufactures things and then give you a manual. If you want to have optimal result, you want to get the best out of what he has manufactured, and you have decided to bring up your own rules of how you think the product will work better. Do you know better than the person who manufactured it and set the rules and the laws in motion? He initiated this whole process. He instituted marriage, whether you like it or not. God is the originator of marriage, and he has prescribed rules of how it can work. God is the one who instituted authorities, systems, countries, and all of that, and he has given rules on which society would be better. If society must be good, if society must go well, then we have to follow the prescription manual of the creator, the one who set the whole thing in motion. But no, we want freedom. We want to do what we want, how we want it, when we want it. And definitely we are heading for a crash. It's a system that is going into destruction, that will self-destruct and will collapse in due time. It's an accident that is waiting to happen. It's just a matter of time before these things are going to become, manifest and visible. America need to take a very fast track back. We need to return back to Christian values, godly values, values upon which the country is built upon. It is a popular knowledge that most of the principles that govern the affairs of America are actually gotten from the Word of God. The Scripture is a godly nation. That is why it's constantly said, we believe in God. God bless America. So if America must maintain what the founding fathers of that country have started on ground, they have to go back to the root, the Christian values, throw away all this secularism and all of these things that you are kind of embracing that is leading to the self-destruction of America, and return to the values that are very essential for a godly nation. Otherwise, these rules trying to persuade young people to change their gender, you think God is not wise to have assigned you a gender at birth? God made you a man at birth, made you a woman at birth. You think he doesn't know what he's doing when he made you that way, and you are better off to choose what you want to do? You think he doesn't know why he decided to make you what you are, and now you want to change it and be who you want to be? You should think. You are fighting the laws of nature. You are fighting the very laws that brought you to being. You can't fight your source. You can't fight where you come from. And once you begin to take steps and measures contrary to the one instituted by the one who created everything, then you should be sure that you are heading for a collapse. So there is need for rethinking and America coming back to the Christian values that they are running away from, because that's the only thing that will hold a nation and keep a nation. I will want to know what you think about this. The comment box is open. You can drop your thoughts in the comment box. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and like I said earlier, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you'll be kept on the loop of videos we upload in this channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.